right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello. This is Tara. I'm Tara Carpenter with Tara Beth Stamps. I am a independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in mid-Missouri. Trying to get everything loaded so that I can see all the comments and everything. Thank you for joining me on Sunday night. I'm a little out of sorts tonight. What else is new? I had a great weekend. I crafted with some girlfriends all weekend, so I'm totally exhausted. Hey, Karen, thanks for joining me. So hopefully I can do this and then head straight to bed. What we're going to do is we're going to do a fun fold. We are going to do a bridge fold using Santa's Delivery, as well as the Tree Lots for Sale and the Big Lots dies that are available for you with Celebration right now. Hey, Amy, thanks for joining me. So this is today's card. So I'm utilizing that Santa's Delivery DSP to go along with the Big Lots dies, which have the famous camper that I think everyone loves. Hey, Mary, thanks for joining me. I don't know why I can't get all these comments. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. So let's get started. So the one that I did, I used Orchid Oasis as my card base. We're going to change that up a little bit and use some evergreen, evening evergreen. All right. So I've got my Simply Score tool here, and I'm just going to do a quick, there we go. I've got my Simply Score tool here. These dimensions will be on my blog tomorrow. I've already got it all typed up. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your Simply Score tool and you are going to score at 1 1/4. That's going to be the first mark. Second one is going to be at 2 1/2. And so basically this is what's going to make it stand up. And you can do one of two things. You can come down here to 5 1/2 or you can flip it around. So I'm going to do it at 5 1/2 and then 6 3/4. And if I did that right, which I think I did, that's going to, hey Angie, thanks for joining me. That is going to create our base. So I'm going to take out a bone folder and I'm going to fold the very ends inward or to the front and give it a good burnish. Then the next one that I'm going to fold, actually I wanted to go out. Let's flip it around. There we go. Good burnish. Then we're going to flip it back over. We're going to fold those inside. So basically what this is going to do is this is going to give you a base that you can flip-flop back and forth to fit into a regular envelope. Thanks, Susan. You act surprised like you haven't even seen it. Susan was with me this weekend, so she got a little sneak peek of what we're doing. So we're going to go ahead and do just a little bit of adhering first. So what I did was I took that Santa's Delivery DSP and cut the bottom off of it and created this scene. So the scene is being created with the DSP. As you can see, it's not quite long enough to go over. Hey, Lori, thanks for joining me. It's not quite long enough to go the full length of the card, but I've got some snow that we're going to use that I created with some die cuts, so that'll take care of it. So just using a little bit of liquid adhesive, I'm going to place my first piece of DSP. Then I have some coordinating cardstock here that's actually just the other side, I believe. Give it a little bit of liquid adhesive and put it on each side here. These are kind of like the front frames of your card, kind of like a stage. So these are like your curtains. It's kind of the way I look at it. Okay, here we go. And then what we are going to do is we are going to take some of the white glimmer paper from the red and white glimmer set. This is absolutely beautiful. And we're going to adhere it. And you can see that I have two different lengths here. And I've die cut these with the basic border dies. Hey, Lisa, thanks for joining me. So cut these with the basic border dies to kind of give that heap of snow look. So obviously, like, here is clouds, here is snow. It's all in the way we interpret it. So I am going to fold this here. Actually, I'm going to grab some seal. Maybe not. Here it is. I'm going to grab some seal because I think that'll hold it a little better. So I'm going to add a little bit of seal, and I'm not going to put it all the way down. I'm just going to put it on this edge. And you can see I have it folded over, and then I'm going to add just another strip of seal here to the other side. And so this is what makes it fold flat and able to land on that corner. Okay. I'm going to take my, hey Rosie, no worries, no worries. I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm just going to flip this around and trim that off the back. Okay. Trying to tidy that up a little bit. And then now you can see how we're going to do that bottom. So I'm going to do the same thing and just repeat the process, put a little bit of seal on each side. And you can kind of move it around and decide how you want that snow. There we go. And now you've got just a snow background. I think on my original I used Stampin' Dimensionals on that, so kind of botched that, but it'll be okay. We'll make it work. So I'm going to clean that up. And the next thing you know, so you can kind of look and see, compared to the first one, that's really, you know, super easy card. Not a lot to it. We are going to take an Evening Evergreen ink pad and a basic white square that, or rectangle that I've die cut already. Ink it up really well. Okay. We will add a little bit of seal on the back of that. And we're going to hang it off this front a little bit. There we go. That way it is laying over there. Now we are going to put our camper together. So what I've done is I've taken the Big Lots dies and I have cut a piece of basic white, a piece of black, and then a piece of Tahitian Tide. So when I look at these vintage campers, this is the color that screams to me as being campers that were available when I was a kid. So that's, I love to use that color for that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to snip off the jack portion as well as the tire. So I've seen a lot of different ways. You can use just markers to color it. You can just die cut pieces and kind of do a paper piecing. I just think it's easier just to go ahead and layer it. Okay. I'm going to take a piece of vellum and cut a strip that's going to go right across the windows. There we go. So I'm going to take some liquid adhesive and adhere the vellum just to give it that shadowy, foggy window sort of look. Okay, just a little liquid adhesive there. I'm going to scoot that over because you see I've got it hanging off the edge. There we go. And then we'll take more liquid adhesive and run it along the black and the vellum and just layer one more piece on top of that. So here we have the bases of the camper. There we go. And now all we have to do is add the color to it. I remember my grandparents had a vintage Shasta that was this color when I was growing up. right? Just small amounts of liquid adhesive. And on this one, you kind of have to hold it up and hold your tongue just right because you want it to not have the white showing at the top, but have just enough that it's layering perfect. Okay, so there is our camper. I am going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and put it on the back here. We'll put that on the front of the camper, or the front of the card. Thanks, Amy. I appreciate it. Yeah, I like to do the campers this way. I think it's gives it a little more. I've seen curtains in them. Those are adorable. Oh, sorry. Gave it a little bump there. And so you can kind of lie your camper just so that the dimensionals hit. All right. And so you can see those trees in the background. And all we have left for the front of the card is a couple of embellishments. So I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I think I'm going to use gold on here just to kind of give a little pizzazz here. Just a couple. And I always do odd numbers when I'm doing my embellishments. All right, there we go. So here's how it looks. You can hold it, you know, set it up on a mantle. So this is going to be one of those cards that's just going to be a little more fun to give. Oh, I need to do the tree. All right. So for the tree, what I did was I just did 2 layers of Evening Evergreen, and this is out of the Big Lots die. I did go ahead and put some adhesive sheets on the back because with these fine little pieces, I like to use the adhesive sheets because if I don't, I get glue all over my fingers and everywhere, and it's a mess. So I line that right up, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's pretty forgiving. And there we go. We'll use dimensionals on this guy too. So we'll just put 2 at the bottom because it's going to kind of stick up a little bit. All right, let's put him under a little bit of snow. All right, now I'm going to show you on the original, I went ahead and used some of the pearlized drops. I didn't like it because I used white and it came out silver because of the dark of the tree, so I'm not going to add that. Thanks, Vicki. I'm glad you joined me. Okay, clean this up. Now let's do the back here. So the back is just a panel, a small panel of basic white. And on the original, I just did a small tree with a sentiment. So we're going to use Evening Evergreen on this one. And just stamp the sentiment up at the top. I think that needs re-inked. Okay. And now we will do the tree. So on this one, I'm going to ink it up pretty good. And then I'm going to do just a 2nd generation stamp of that tree. Okay. And now we'll do the outline. Hopefully get that right. Perfect. Yay. Oh, except I got ink right there. I'll have to erase that when I get done. Okay. We'll just do a little bit of liquid adhesive and put it on the back of our card. And because this is on the back, you could go ahead and add some dimension or some embellishments if you wanted. All right. So you can put all of your writing on the back of that. You can see that it folds flat and it will fit in an envelope right there. So let's finish off with an envelope. I've got just a basic white envelope. My tree stamp that I just used. There we go. do the same thing that we did with the back. I'm going to do that second generation stamp. There we go. And a little bit of DSP on the back. So this is the set that goes with the train. There's a couple of train cards that'll be coming out, cards that will be coming out later this week that I have made. I had a lot of fun working with this weekend. Yep, no naked envelopes, Mary. You've trained us all so well. All right, just a quick burnish down there. We'll trim that DSP off and we'll be done. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, Celebration is going on right now. Hostess code is on my blog. Right now, I also have a special that if you purchase $50, I am sending you a stamping seal and a refill with that $50 purchase as a gift, as from saying thank you from me. So don't check my hostess code out. Thanks, Karen. I'm glad you like it. Thanks for spending the weekend with me. I had a great time. Thank you guys for giving me part of your Sunday night. I appreciate it. And have a great week.